flip side, guys, the Green Bay Packers offense. Let's flip it over to the Green Bay Packers because this game is about a huge test for Jordan Love as well. In week 1 against the Detroit Lions, he came out firing. 2 touchdown passes in the first half, even got a gutsy first down sneak to keep that momentum rolling. His preseason thumb injury, non-factor. Love looked confident, in command, and ready to take it to the next step in the Packers franchise quarterback history. But here's the catch. He was not perfect. He got away with some mistakes. There was a dropped interception and another pick that was wiped out by a penalty. Against Detroit, he survived in the moments. Against Washington, you don't really get second chances. Washington Commanders defense is built to punish or capitalize on mistakes. Last week, they absolutely smothered the Giants, holding them to just 6 points and forcing them into 12 third down stops, and only allowed 231 total yards. That's not a fluke. This group looked fast, physical, and disciplined. And it starts all up front with Darren Payne. Ken Law were blowing up the entire line in week 1, collapsing the pocket and stuffing the run. Wise and Armstrong were bringing the heat off the edges, and that rotation keeps them fresh all game long. Then you look at the back end. Lattimore looks rejuvenated. He was in sticky and coverage, breaking up throws that could have been completions a year ago. And for Green Bay, the challenge is about balance. They can't rely on Jordan Love to throw the ball 40 times they expect to win against this pass rush. Josh Jacobs has to be the engine early and often. He needs to establish the run game, force Washington in to bring that safety down to open up play action for Jordan Love. If the Packers stay one-dimensional, Washington is going to pen their ears back and come after him over and over and over again. The good news, though, is Love does have option. Romeo Doubs is emerging as a reliable target finally. Jaden Reed is explosive in the slot. And Matthew Golden looked like he's ready to contribute right away. And don't sleep on tight end Tucker Kraft as well. He caught the touchdown last week that quickly becoming one of Love's security blankets. Still, this matchup comes down to composure. Washington thrives on chaos. Their defense thrives on chaos. Tip balls, strip sacks, forcing the quarterback into bad throws. And if Jordan Love can protect the ball, stay patient, and takes what the defense gives them, the Green Bay Packers have a shot to keep the crowd involved and pull this one out. But if he forces passes into tight coverage like he's done in years past, or holds on the ball too long like he does in years past, the Commanders' defense will make him pay, and it will be a long, long night. Guys, this is Jordan Love's measuring stick game. If he can handle the Washington's defense, we'll know Green Bay is a legit NFC contender. If he struggles, the question about whether this team is truly ready to compete in the Super Bowl won't go away, because they're not. Let's just be honest. But what do you guys think? Can Jordan Love prove that he's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL? Can the Green Bay Packers prove that they're ready to go to the Super Bowl in week 2 versus the Washington Commanders? That is the question I have for you. DMVZO says JD might put up 50 on the Raiders. That's tough, Derek. That's tough, but probably true. James Frank says, I think we're going to come out gunning. And again, I don't know if it'll be against his favor against the Commanders. Probably won't. I think the Packers game plan this week should run Josh Jacobs 30 times. Josh Jacobs needs to touch the ball 30 times with at least 150 yards rushing. Not that he's on my fantasy team or anything, but he's on my fantasy team. Give the man 150 yards and 3 tutties. Give him the ball over and over and over again. And then I think the Green Bay Packers have a legit shot. Will says, I have the Cowboys number 6 and the Commanders number 11 in my top 16 NFL teams right now. I have them about flip-flopped. I have the Commanders as a top 5 team and the Cowboys as a top 15 team. But I could see why you would have the Cowboys up there and like in the Commanders flipped, right? Not 100% sold on the Commanders because they did play the New York Giants. But on the flip side, the Cowboys did play the Philadelphia Eagles and they did lose. So you weigh out performance versus wins or losses versus it's kind of like, how do you bet it? Yeah, I get you. What's Josh Jacob been doing? He been toking the rock, baby. He been toking that rock. No, not really. Honestly, and like week 1, Derek, I think the Packers forgot that they had Josh Jacobs to like the, I don't know, third quarter, maybe fourth quarter, when the line started to get a little bit hot. Like, oh, maybe we should give Josh Jacobs the ball just a little bit, right? Maybe some couple carries. He only ended up with 66 yards on 19 carries. So, but those were all in like the third and fourth quarters when he got most of those touches. So, giving the ball 20 times, 166 yards, we pretty nice. We pretty nice. James says, Will Olsen, the Commanders are better than the Cowboys. Right now, I would agree with that, James. I would agree with that. Derek says, Green Bay beat Detroit. Washington beat New York. Not sure Washington has been tested yet. They haven't been tested yet. But on the flip side, Derek, the Lions really aren't that good right now either. A lot of things are going to change come week 2. Biggest growth of any NFL team is in week 2. From week 1 to week 2, that is when you get your biggest growth. So we will see what it actually comes out of it. But let's move on to the next.